All right, so we got our mise en place together, which means we have all of our ingredients ready to go. We're going to go ahead and sift our powdered sugar with our almond flour. All right, once we get down to the bottom of the sifter, we can then go ahead and just use our hand to go ahead and kind of press that what's left through the sieve. It will allow some of those bigger chunks of almonds to go through and break up a little bit. What we can't get through, we would go ahead and just dump inside our batter, just as long as it's not huge chunks. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and color our macaroon mix. So you can do this two ways. You can use your gel food color and color your egg whites, or you can color your actual mix after you've added the egg whites. Just always remember two things. One, start off with room temperature egg whites. We always use room temperature egg whites. And two, use more gel color than you might think you need. So start off a little at a time, but you want your macaroon mix to be darker because as it bakes, it's going to be lighter. So if you want like a really light green, you want that shade to be a little darker, knowing that when it bakes, it's going to lighten up. Okay, with this batter, you can be as rough as you want. Just make sure you get everything in the bowl all mixed and incorporated. Once you've got that all mixed, you just want to cover it with some saran wrap so it doesn't dry out while you wait for your sugar to reach temp. Okay, in a small saucepan, I've already added the sugar and I'm gonna add cold water. The reason I'm using cold water is it allows the sugar more time to dissolve in the water. Hot water will start to boil faster. So I'm gonna use cold water to start off with. And I'm just gonna move this sugar around just a little. I've moved the pot a little bit just so you could see. Once that comes up to temp to about 235, because we're cooking this to about 240, you go ahead and get your meringue whipping. Okay, so now we're going to start to whip the egg whites because the sugar is about 235. I have taken a little bit of lemon juice and wiped the inside of my bowl down. This is to help neutralize any fats or residual fats that might be left over in the bowl. This is going to help our egg whites to whip faster. All right, be sure that you're whipping these egg whites on high speed. You need these to get to full volume as fast as they can. If you're having any issues with the timing, turn the heat down on the syrup if it's not ready yet. So turn the heat down or take it off of the stove So you can cook your sugar a maximum up to 250 degrees, but we want to get it around 243, 245. Okay, so go ahead and check your egg whites. Make sure that they're full volume, so they should be a little stiff. And then we're gonna slowly add the sugar. All right, we're just gonna pour that down the side of the bowl. So a slow, steady stream. Should be constantly moving. This takes a little practice. You don't want it with the hit the whip. So remember, at this point, you should be on speed about 3. So about speed 3, because you're just trying to incorporate that sugar into your egg whites. So you don't want it going too slow, but you don't want to go too fast, just a steady stream. Now, as soon as all of your sugar is incorporated to the bowl, turn it up as high as you can. And then we're going to whip these egg whites all the way to full volume. So the temperature should be drop. The temperature should drop. The bowl will still be warm, but we want to get those to full volume. They should be about stiff peak. All right, so now we're going to test our meringue and see where it is. So you can do this by shaking some off of your whisk and kind of flipping it upside down. Or the easiest way is just to put a little bit between 2 fingers, pull it apart, and let's just see if it stands. If you get nice structure out of it, it might be a little hard to see right here, then it's ready. Another good indicator that your egg whites are about ready is that they'll kind of stand up on themselves in the bowl. So they may fall back into each other, but they'll still have some structure. All right, so now we're going to fold in our meringue. So we're going to take about 1/3 of our meringue and add it to our almond mixture. This is going to be our sacrifice meringue. So this will be deflated, and we're doing this just to loosen up our almond mixture because it's very thick. So we're going to get that till it's streaky, and we can loosen up any of those clumps that's inside the bowl. Now we're going to add our second third. Now, from here on out, we have to be a little bit more gentle and a little bit more conscious of how we mix, because we do not want to over deflate our meringue as we mix. So the best way to do this is with what is called a J-fold. So a J-fold is when you take the spatula, cut it vertically, and then kind of fold the spatula over top of the rest of the meringue, so it just kind of drags. So this keeps it from deflating too much. Now once we get white streaks throughout our mixture, we want to go ahead and add that last third of the meringue and then J-fold it until it's all incorporated. We want to make sure you're getting to the bottom of the bowl with every pass. So go around the sides if you have to, but make sure you're getting the bottom and getting a nice fold. Now, when you're doing your J, you see I'm kind of lifting it over and to the side. Okay, so your batter's going to come together really quickly because this is a small batch. Constantly check your batter. You're looking for batter that will sit on top and then slightly fall back into the rest of the batter if you hold the spatula about 3 inches above the bowl or above the batter in the bowl. It'll fall back into it, it'll leave some shape, and then it'll start to smooth out slowly. Now, it is much better to under deflate than over deflate. So over deflating means that it gets runny. So you would rather have it a little thicker than runny. So err on the side of caution. All right, go ahead and fill your piping bag. All right, once we got our bag filled, we go ahead and cut the tip off the bag. You should already have your piping tip inside the bag. You need a circle. And then we're going to go ahead and start piping. So your macaroons look great last time. We just want to pipe them about an inch and a quarter wide, making sure that we leave about 3/4 of an inch at least between each macaron. The reason is because they're going to spread just a little. But if you have batter that is under deflated, we're going to tap these out. Now we're going to tap these out whether the batter's perfect or whether it's under deflated or over deflated, just to bring some of the air to the top. So they may spread just a little bit more. So once you've got them all piped, they're nicely spaced apart, you go ahead and give that entire sheet pan. You pick it up and drop it. I'm not going to do it in the video because I want you to be able to see and not be all across it, but you pick the entire sheet pan up and drop it just about a good inch off the table, and that will level everything out. Okay, so after you let them sit out for an hour, they should be dry on the top. So the shine should start to have gone away. And then I baked mine at 325 degrees for about 14 minutes. Once they come out, you can check one of them by just pulling off your silk pad and see how easily it comes off. If it sticks, it's not ready. All right, go ahead and let your macarons cool on the sheet pan. They should be a little firm on the bottom of the cookie, enough where you can tap on it without it caving, because you need to have some strength so when you pipe your ganache in the middle, it will not break on you. If that's starting to happen, just put them back in the oven at about 300 degrees and let them toast just a little bit longer, so they'll hold your ganache. And then you're done. Enjoy.